The only thing that's going to get us in the place that we want to be is that we come together, we recognize the job as fool's gold, not the truth, a joke, smoke and mirrors, and then come together, and together we say, how can we amass wealth through real estate, through investments, through business ownership? How can we do that? Some of you families will say, well, I can't afford it. I'm gonna have to move in. We're gonna have to move in together. Then move in together. Plan it. You can't do it tomorrow, but you can sit down today and say, how can we plan this? What can we do so that we can pool our resources? If you're not paying, if you living in a house with 5 bedrooms and it's just 2 of y'all, because you're trying to prove something to somebody and yourself, there's just 2 of you, and you're paying a mortgage for $1,300, $1,400, $1,500 a month, but your mother is living in the home that you grew up in, and it has 3 bedrooms, but she over there by herself. That don't make no sense, and you got to be running back and forth to take care of her. Why is it that you all won't get something that's more affordable, or move home? Save your money so that you got cash flow for business investments and so on and so forth. You can't do it if you're running, everybody trying to prove something to somebody, because I got my house, I got my car, you ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing but debt. That's what you got. You got debt. You got debt. And when you die and leave this country, because none of us are going to live forever, or leave this earth, none of us will live forever, your children will have your debt. That's it. We fronting and trying to act like we doing something that we're not doing. What you're doing is flaunting debt. Anybody with a clear vision can see and the worst at it. Again, we were talking about fool's gold. How black people have been duped thinking that jobs are a real deal, but your job is fool's gold. It's not going to get you what you want. But this brings me to another thing. Y'all share the video, like it and share it. If you like it and share it, the algorithm in Facebook picks up, which means we get more interest, more people involved, and more people who get this knowledge and this information. All right? We like shiny things, black people. And that may be because, I'm just me talking. It may be because God gave it to us. The gold, most of the gold came from the motherland. I know there was some in California and other places in the U.S., but most of it is found in the motherland. So maybe that's why we like glittery things. I don't know. But I do know that we like glittery things, stuff that glitters. But I know you've heard everything that glitters ain't gold. This is the same message. Everything that glitters ain't gold. Everything that glitters ain't gold. So that $600,000 a year job, which some of us will never see, but some of you will, depending on what circles you're in. You're still somebody's laborer. Don't get it twisted. Don't get above yourself. You a laborer, just like those at McDonald's. It ain't no different. You still work for somebody. And if you don't toe the line, they're gonna get rid of your ass because they can. So we have got to figure out how to come together and move in the real avenues of wealth and revenue, because it ain't in working a job. If you have to trade an hour for $1, you work in a job. If you have to trade an hour for $1, you work in a job. And that was what we have been told in this capitalistic system that we have to do. Trade your hour for $1, or trade your time for money. But if you're trading your hour for $1 and they want 12 hours of your time, then what you're trading is your life. You're trading your life for the resources to live. You shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to trade your life to exist. You shouldn't have to do that. Before anybody came and started cutting up countries and earths, the earth itself gave us everything that we needed. So why in the world do you have to trade your life to eat, or trade your life to drink, or trade your life to live in a protective space? That don't make sense. But that's the that's the fool's gold that we have been given. So that's what we do. We run and give some money out, people our time, and then they give us $1 or $2 depending on what they feel like. We have to own our own businesses. And when in your business, you use the creativity that God have given you, and so it's no longer a job. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's a way of life. And if you're an artist, you think you're gonna get tired of getting up in the morning to create art if that's what you do? Hell no. You get tired of going to the factory because it ain't yours. For one, you didn't create it. I tell you who ain't tired of going to the factory. They ain't gonna stay long as you. But those who own it, oh, they ain't tired of going to the factory. Because they come to the factory and see their laborers, keeping them in the position that they need to be in. And what we need to understand is share and like this video, y'all. Share and like it. If you share and like it 2 or 3 times a day, don't just do it once. The more you share and like, the more we get our message out there, the more we can come together, learn more, and not only learn more, but accomplish more. We're only going to do it as a community. We have another meeting coming up, which I will put in these links. I know this is like part 2 of this video. Before the day is over, we have come together with a group of people to discuss ways that we can move together, ways that we can accomplish what we want to. We're going to move from striving to thriving. We're no longer going to be striving, doing what they told us to do and expecting to get what we want, because we realize it ain't going to happen. It's not going to happen. No more fools go for me. That's what I'm saying. No more fools go for me. But I was saying, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to get off because I don't even mean to be on here this long. Black people like shiny things. Things that shine and glitter. And if we're not careful, those things that are shiny and glittery will distract us and confuse us, right? Perfect example is, let me just go into that. And I know some of the young folk ain't gonna like this, but I don't care either. Think about these rap artists. You know, like I know, or any thinking man or woman will know that a lot of these jokers that we see, these rap artists that we see on TV, they go out and they driving these. Anybody who really knows something know that most of the stuff that they have on is rented or borrowed, right? We know that, and if you don't know, you're about to find out. A lot of them, most of them, if you see them on TV and you hear them on the radio, most of them don't own the rights to their music. They don't own the rights to their lyrics. So when we see them out styling and profiling, the record companies have given them clothing to make them look like they really got it going on. We see that, our children see that, and they all excited, thinking that this shit is real, but it's not real. It's all fabricated. It's fool's gold. It's not real. They don't own the jewelry. They don't own the clothing. They borrowed and renting clothing. What the fuck is that? All so that you can create an illusion that doesn't exist, that don't really exist, and this illusion is steadily helping our community to deteriorate. We like shiny things. When you see things that are shining, you need to look behind and see what's going on in the background. That's what I want to know. We have to become critical thinkers. That's fool's gold. It's not real. That joker, if the label that he worked for, because he is a laborer, just like the kid at McDonald's, he's a laborer. If the record company say, we tired of you, and they don't take nothing for that to happen, the same guy that you saw all dripping with gold and diamonds and silver will be working at McDonald's because he is a laborer or she is a laborer. It don't change. We get our kids all hyped up and excited about playing pro basketball or pro football, and there's nothing wrong with there's nothing wrong with being an athlete. But what I need you to understand is they are laborers just like everyone else. The white community has taught us, or this establishment, that it's a great thing to be an athlete. You make lots of money. You're still a laborer. They're going to teach us to play ball while they teach their kids to own the team. You're still a laborer. Even as a pro basketball football player, you're still a laborer. It doesn't matter. You're still working for somebody else. And if you don't toe the row like they want you to, if you don't walk the line like they want you to, they trade you down until you're worthless, or they get rid of you. They're still laborers. The guy who has a job for Boeing and he's making 6 figures, he's still a laborer. If he don't toe the line and do exactly what they want him to do, they will get rid of him and find somebody else tomorrow. He's still a laborer. We got to get out of the mindset of being laborers and workers and get into the mindset of being owners. How can we become owners? How can we become investors? Because I don't want to trade $1 for every hour that I use, unless it's something that I want to do for myself and it's building my family and my community. That's the only way I want to do it. Excuse me, y'all. I don't want to do it no other way. That's the only way I want to do it. I'm awake. My mind is open. I don't want to do it like that anymore. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like and share the video, y'all. Hey, Roderick Edison, good to see you. Stephanie Holmes, Webster, a happy day. Nikki Gio, a happy day. Like and share the video, please, y'all. Like and share the video 2, 3, 4 times today. Don't just share it on one page. Like and share the video. And then I want you all to join us for our next session. I don't have it on here now, but I will put our Zoom information in this link before the end of the day. Come back to the link and then get that information, and then can join us. Join us in this movement of moving our families forward, right? Out of this rut that we've been in. Out of this rut, right? We ain't drinking the Kool-Aid no more. We done drinking the Kool-Aid. We're done. The shit is nasty. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid anymore. And I want you all to come and let us build together. Check this link before the end of the day. Another I'm gonna tell you some of y'all really gonna get mad when I say this. We're talking about fool's gold. How they like to dangle things in front of the black community that are shiny, that look good. And because they know that we like beautiful things, it gets our attention. But at the same time, it's a joke. It's fabricated. It's pyrite. It's not real. One of those things that they dangled in front of our face for 8 years and had us thinking that we were really going somewhere, and then we found out after it was all over that we weren't, was Obama. This is the first time I ever said this publicly, and it took me a long place to get here because I like the way they look. I love the way Obama and Michelle look. I do. I thought he was, he a cool cat. I like cool dudes. He was all of that. But when you think about legislature and real movement for people or the black community in the White House, Obama didn't do anything for black people. He took up everybody else's cause. I'm almost crying when I say this. He took up everybody's cause but ours. He pushed for gays and lesbians out the wazoo. LGBTQ, ABCD, EFG, HL, all of those. He pushed to the hilt for them. Stood on the rock and said, oh yeah, we're going to do this. When it came to Hispanics, Mexicans, he stood on the rock and took one for the team. But he didn't do anything particularly for black people. If you know of something that he particularly did for black people, let me know. Just type it in and we can discuss it another time if we don't discuss it today. I can't find anything. I remember when there were a couple gentlemen that were from the black community that were saying this. They were out talking about it. And I was mad. Like, they don't see, that's why we can't get nowhere. This is me talking. That's why we can't get nowhere. We keep tearing each other down. But when I look, hindsight is 20/20. When I look back at the whole 8 years, I realized that he took up everybody's cause but ours. And when it came to us, they said, well, he doesn't want to really be connected with the black community like that because he doesn't want to be, he doesn't want people to think that he's not everybody's president. He's everybody's president. Who cares? I don't give a fuck about everybody. Everybody has had whatever they need forever. We're talking about black people. And he could not be connected to us and push our causes and our needs and our desires. And I got a problem with that. Took me a long time to get here, but I realize now that Obama being in the White House, they dangled him in front of us. They got us all compliant. We were all at the polls like we had never been before. To get Obama in that White House, we got him in that White House and he kept it white. He kept it white. You know what they say, keep it 100? He kept it white. He didn't do anything for us. Nothing. And when he looked like, I remember at the beginning of his campaign, when it was clear that he had been connected to Afrocentric types like brother, I can't think of his first name right now, but Pastor Wright. He had been a member of his church. They had been, from what I could tell, the families were friends. They had been really, really tight. That brother is about the business of putting black people on a map. And my understanding is Obama and them and their families were tight. But when they found out that he was connected to this Afrocentric brother who was unapologetically black, they gave him the business. And when they gave him the business, Obama separated from him and said, I won't have nothing else to do with him. So what good do it do to have a black man in the White House if the black man don't do shit for black people? If you can raise everybody's flag but black people, what was that about? It was smoke and mirrors. It was fool's gold. That's what it was. It was fool's gold. He didn't do anything to push the causes of black people to change anything. The stuff that we're dealing with right now, that people are trying to get laws changed for police brutality and so on and so forth, that's the shit that should have been on his plate when he was in office. He knew what was going on. He was living down there in Chicago. He knew exactly what was going on. Why are we just getting around to this? And we had a black man in the White House for 8 years. Why? Why did he not take up that flag like he took up everybody else and said, listen, y'all gonna stop killing my brothers in the street. You gonna stop killing. Why come Obama didn't do that? Why come Michelle didn't do that? Because it was fool's gold. It was fool's gold. What we have to do is we have to come together as a community. We have to get out of this damn labor force as quick as possible. We have to plan. We don't plan, y'all. We have to plan for the next 10 or 15 years. Nobody's going to live forever. You're not going to live forever, and your children ain't going to live forever. However, we can plan to live a life that God wanted us to live, and not as laborers and dependents on other people and other entities who don't give a fuck about us. Like the video, y'all. Please like and share. Don't just like it. Share it. Don't just share it. Like it. And share it 3-4 times today. Share it 3-4 times. And in this link, don't forget what I said. In the link to this video, before the day is up, I'm going to put the information for our next Zoom meeting, which is scheduled for July 9th. We had 20 people in that room last week. And the stuff that came out of that room, I'm telling you, it made my heart glad. It made my heart glad and made me very hopeful. We had people of several age groups, several levels of professionalism and know-how, and it's already been a blessing, and it's just that 1 week. So come back to this link. I'm going to put the link to our Zoom meeting schedule for July 9th, 7:00 p.m. You can put that in your calendars now. Several people call and say, oh, I didn't put it in the calendar. Put it in a calendar. You can't get where you need to be if you don't have stuff written down. You're going to miss out on an opportunity because you didn't put it in the calendar. Put it in your phone calendar. Don't write it down. You got a phone in your hand 24 hours a day. In your phone, put it in there as an alert. Have it alert you. My meeting is starting in 30 minutes. The meeting starts in an hour. It's simple as that. And then meet us. Come back to this link before the day is over. Like and share. Share and like. Don't just share and not like. Like and share. And then share it 3 or 4 times. Share it on different platforms. And then meet me in that meeting. Come back to this link before the day is over. And I'll put the information for the Zoom meeting, July 9th, 7:00 p.m. I want to see you there because I want your voice in the place. But don't forget what I told you today. That whole job, that's fool's gold. It's fool's gold. And we got to figure out how to get out of the workforce. We cannot be seen as America's laborers anymore. We got to get out of the workforce and into ownership, into real estate, into investments. I love y'all to life. Love y'all to life. And I'll see y'all, I don't know, in a couple days or so.